In this section, I'd like to talk about adding your client computer to a Windows Active Directory domain. Not all small networks have an Active Directory domain, but if you do, I want to demonstrate to you how to add your machine to that domain. I'll right-click on the computer icon and go to Properties. In there, I see a section called Computer Name, Domain, and Workgroup Settings, and it has a link for Change Settings. That's what I'm looking for. That gives me a dialog box called System Properties. In there, on the first tab at the bottom, there's an option to rename this computer or change its domain. So I'll click on that button, which brings up another dialog box called Computer Name/Domain Changes. I'd like my computer to be a member of a domain, so I'll click on the radio button here, and I'll have to provide the name of the domain, which in my case is Small Network, and I'll press OK. It's going to prompt me for a username and password. This needs to be an administrator of the domain. And very quickly, I get a message saying, "Welcome to the Small Network domain." In order to complete this process, you'll need to restart. But before I do that, I want to talk briefly about troubleshooting this process. The most common reason that this fails is your client computer can't find a domain controller. Domain controllers are found via DNS, but your client computer may not be linked to a DNS server that knows about the domain. Fixing this is usually fairly easy, in that domain controllers in and of themselves are DNS servers. So in the network configuration for my client computer, I can add an additional DNS server and just put the IP address of the domain controller. From there, my client should easily be able to find the domain.